Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Voices of Courage Asia channel. This is Lilian here, and I am a courage and breakthrough catalyst, courage coach and breakthrough catalyst. So today, for those of you who are joining me for the very first time, this is a channel, a lunchtime chat channel where sometimes myself and sometimes with my partner Anita, we talk about different topics regarding the courage to transform with courage, right? To take our life from being stuck in fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs to living a life of courage, purpose, and significance. Okay, so today I am alone because Anita is taking her rest, and I am going to be talking about this topic about renew your mind, and rewire your brain. Okay, so before I jump into that subject matter, just let me very quickly share into what do you call that, into some of the groups that share into some of the groups that I am in. Okay, here we go. Just give me a minute. Let me. I'm doing this alone today, so have a little patience with me here. And for those of you who got this link, you can jump in anytime if you want to come on live with me for a quick one. Okay, right. Okay, here we go. Let's post that. Okay, now, right, let's go straight into the subject matter. And I'm going to pull up some slides. Yeah. So, oftentimes, we find ourselves stuck in a self-sabotaging patterns. We talk a lot about self-sabotaging patterns, and many women that I coach and talk to, I hear this a lot. They are very sick and tired of repeating the same old pattern and not achieving the change, not creating the change that they want, not meeting the goals that they have set. And it is really very frustrating, right? Being stuck in that pattern for years and not having that, not enjoying life to the fullest and spiraling down emotionally, getting more and more miserable, right? It could be in the area of your finances, right? And you're stuck in that pattern of not being able to manage your finances well. So instead of having more savings, you are incurring more and more debts, right? That could be one self-sabotaging patterns, right? How about in the area of relationship? You may find yourself trapped in this pattern again, jumping from one relationship to another, or um, find yourself trapped in, okay, before I jump to the next step, when you find yourself in the pattern of jumping from one relationship to another, you also want to find out what is it that caused you to, what is that trigger, what is that trigger that's causing you to jump from one relationship to another. Is there a pattern to that, right? Say that it could be a common factor, a common trigger, right? For some it could be every time you encounter a conflict, right? Every time we get into an argument, a conflict, oh, that's the trigger. That's the time you said, okay, that's it, I'm out of here. That could be one trigger, right? So in the area of relationship, um, it could be in the way that you communicate, right? It could be a pattern that you realize that is always repeating in your relationship, and it puts everyone on a very bad mood after that, right? You all can start out the day or start out the outing very happy mood, and then something trigger, and that's it. The entire outing gone down the drain. The mood goes down the drain, right? It could be that, and then it could be in the area of your health, right? So um, you can, maybe you find yourself stuck in the pattern of binging, right? Every time you feel overwhelmed, you feel overwhelmed, you will start to binge, right? And it could be it happens at night probably, right? Or you start to it can swing the other way, you can actually be looks and appear to be very healthy. Whenever you're overwhelmed, you find yourself going for extreme sports, for example, extreme exercise. You just push your body to the max. Every day you just go run, don't know how many kilometers, or you just go and, carry weights and do whatever. It can swing to the extreme. So we want to be very careful. Not everything that we are doing that looks healthy or good can be beneficial, because it could be a self-sabotaging patterns, right? So it's not necessary all the time. There is always something so obvious, so negative, right? So that is something that we want to take note. Okay, so let me just yeah, the thing that I realized, that I learned, is that you can actually rewire and change your brain at any age. How awesome is that? Right, you can actually change your brain, because in the past, the brain was believed that it is fixed. Whatever that you have grown up to, certain age, and it is fixed. But with new research and new findings in this field, we learned that it is not true, right? Your brain and your mind are two different things. And if you Google search about this term called neuroplasticity, you realize that the brain has the ability to change and adapt as a result of learning, and different experiences, and forming memories. So that's not the end, right? That's not the end. If your brain is being trained, we are being conditioned since young to have certain beliefs, and therefore that belief drives our behavior. So I love this quote, this wise saying, that it says that do not be conformed to the patterns of this world. The patterns of this world could be the values, the belief systems, right? But be transformed by the renewing of your mind, the way you think. I think this is nothing new anymore, right? Most of us know that if you want to really change your life and change your behavior, you got to start with your brain, your mindset, your belief system. Yeah, and it is that straightforward. But how many of us are actually doing that, right? Because if you don't make this shift, right, you will continue to be trapped in this vicious cycle. Yeah, and I'm focusing on women who are specifically stuck in the cycle of fear, self doubt, and all these limiting beliefs. Yeah, but once you make this shift, yeah, you begin to transform your life by leading your body, your emotions, and your behavior. Okay, and the result is growth and leadership in yourself, in your family, your relationship, your career, and your business. So that's the great news. So why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we breaking ourselves sabotaging patterns? Oftentimes we are not aware. Right? We're not even aware that we are in that pattern. So everything starts with awareness. So awareness, I like to say this, and I'll say it again and again. Awareness empower us with a choice, right? And making that choice to create the change that we want, right? So here's another something that you can actually Google search as well, is the theory in this Hemingway's iceberg theory, that 90% of the unconscious part of it, our beliefs, the values, the attitude, perceptions, and even the experiences that you gain and all that, those are below the waterline. You can see from this slide, below the waterline, those are 90% of it that you don't see, and they are the ones that driving your 10% above the waterline, the behavior, the outward behavior that you are seeing. It could be the words that you say, the choice, the tone you say it, your body language, your gesture, basically your behavior, right? What is being shown out that you can physically see. Those are only 10%. Yeah. So this is a very good insight to be aware. So again, this is like awareness, right? Every thought is that you have, that you think about in your mind, actually forms, you create something, a real substance in your brain, right? Of course, we're not going to go into all the medical terminology and all that, but there's this word that you can actually Google search. It's called dendrites. All right, dendrites. If you entertain those thoughts, whether they are negative or positive, if you entertain and nurture it, and you think, the more you think about it, the more you reinforces the belief of this, it becomes a belief system, right? And it's like a forest, like if you search out the MRI scan, forest looking like dendrites, and there are healthy looking dendrites and unhealthy looking dendrites. So, but the good news is, this belief system that you have formed over time, over a long period of time, they can be break down, right? You can tear these, I call these strongholds, right? These strongholds of belief, negative beliefs, you can tear them down. The good news is that you can tear them down, right? Of course, you need to work on it. You need to work on it to tear them down. Okay, so for those of you who are listening in at this juncture, right, my name is Lilian here, and this is Voices of Courage Asia. It is a lunchtime chat that happens every Thursday, 12:30 Singapore time, right, where we talk about anything and everything about, helping you to get your breakthrough, right? So we focus a lot on the mindset renewal. Yeah, so let's continue this sharing session for you. Okay, what else? What else can we learn about, renewing our mind? Oh yes, the unconscious cycle. The unconscious cycle that I always talk about. Yeah. So remember, whether you like it or not, we have an unconscious cycle that's happening behind the scene in our brain. And having the awareness about this unconscious cycle will help us in work, disrupting and breaking that self-sabotaging patterns. Okay, so what happened is that, let me just get this. Yeah, what happened is, every time we have a thought, when we think, we have a thought, it is an emotion is associated with it, right? So if it's a negative thought, the emotion could be a negative one, right? And what happened after that is that our body will produce certain neuro and biological chemicals. There's some chemicals happening, all right? I'm not a doctor, so I'm using layman term. I'm simplifying this for all of us laymen, right? To help us to understand this unconscious cycle. But if you are those who wants to know the medical term, the psychological term, yes, please go ahead and Google. They're all there. The objective here is to help those of us who are not going to look into the clinical terms, but understand the cycle, this unconscious cycle that is happening, whether you like it or not, right? So that's how you can apply this, by understanding how your brain works. So when you think, you will have an emotion that associated with it, and your body will have certain reactions, right, neurologically and biologically, and then it is acted out with your external behavior, right? So I gave examples of, if you think that exercise is, you don't like exercise, for example, the thought is, I hate exercise. I hate to exercise. Yeah, exercise is not fun. Okay, all the negative thoughts that you can think about regarding exercise. What happens is, you're going to have a negative emotion associated with it, isn't it? Right? Every time somebody asks you to go, come, let's go exercise, you will immediately a negative emotion that's associated with it, and therefore your body will create whatever chemicals reactions that's happening, and the outward behavior would be just like just now. My body language already show you that, not interested, yeah, resistance, or you can even say things that that resist to go for the exercise, right? You will outwardly say it. You will translate your thoughts into words, right? So like just now I say, exercise is no fun. It is horrible. I don't like exercise. I don't like to run. I don't like to jog. Whatever. I don't like to. What else? I don't like to swim. Whatever exercise. Okay, so that is a negative cycle. So then, but we want to break that cycle, and there is a way to break that cycle, right? There is a way to break that cycle. So, but the point here is we want to understand that there is this unconscious cycle that is happening, whether we like it or not, which is why oftentimes we see so many women are being stuck in this pattern. Okay? Yeah, I won't go into how you're going to break the cycle. Yeah, but if you want to find out more about how you can break this unconscious cycle, you can always book a discovery session with me, right? I'll put the link of the discovery, the link to the discovery session in the caption. All right, it is free. All right, this session is totally 100% free, right? Because our passion is to empower women to go from being stuck in fear, self-doubt, and limiting belief to living a life of courage, purpose, and significance. So here, so that's the knowledge part, right? That's the knowledge part about understanding a little bit more about how our mind works, right? So that we can actually have to know that there is a good news to that. We can actually break this cycle, right? The good news is you can break this cycle, but you need to put in a bit of work. You need to put in the hard work, right? Nothing comes free. Okay, the effort. You need to put in your commitment. You need to put in the effort. You need to put in the time. Okay, so yeah, so that's the good news, that you can break your self-sabotaging pattern. All right, so I hope that this sharing is of value to you. If you have any questions and you want to explore more about understanding the unconscious cycle and how to break it, just book my time. Okay, just book my time to have a free discovery session. All right, and the other thing that we want to highlight is we every month, besides the discovery session that you can enjoy for free, there is also the Women of Courage Asia community, where you can be planted in to receive the support for free as well. It's a pro bono monthly empowerment meeting every last Tuesday of the month, right? Happening at last Tuesday of the month. This month will be on the 31st of May, if I'm not wrong, right? 31st of May, 6:30. We'll start at 6:30. Yes, 31st of May. We'll start at 6:30. Go to womenofcourage.asia to register. Womenofcourage.asia. Let me just show you. Yes, womenofcourage.asia. Okay, so that's the community that you want to plant yourself in to receive the support. And Anita and Artie, two ladies will be sharing, and they Artie has made a choice to be a stay-at-home mom. So come hear her story of courage. How does a stay-at-home mom juggle with not just the home front, but all the voices in the head, right? The internal voices and the external voices, right? That is affecting your decision making on a daily basis. As well as Miss Anita, she will be talking about facts aren't final, right? So it'll be very interesting and very inspiring, and you get to win. You get to receive free gifts as well if you participate. If you participate, okay, we will reward those who take action, take the courage to participate. Okay, that's all for today, and I hope that this sharing is of value to you. Take what you have received, share it, share this video, share this knowledge, and share the link with friends who wants a breakthrough in their life. Okay, so till then, I'll see you at the next episode. Bye.